conference call that I'm going to be doing Tuesday night at 7 Central Time to discuss a health product that I just found to protect us against some of the stresses that our bodies are being put under from the aerosols and the particulates. It's been found to extend our lives. This will be an important call, so don't miss it. Tuesday night, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, or 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Write this number down, 712-770-5357, and your entry code to talk to me is 491221. That's right.
Congested clouds that aren't really precipitating yet, and if it has inflow, maybe we could get something to work. Year one, we had the air tractor that the USDA provided, so dosaging was a lot better. We were getting about 40 to 45 gallons per cloud.
Is it working? All right, I think I got the mic working again. Wow, every night the struggles get harder and harder to get this thing going. So anyway, hopefully we can get this thing up and running. Hopefully you can hear me. Mic check out there. All right, here we go. Scientists propose dumping 7,400 gigatons of artificial snow on Antarctica. A radical, costly geoengineering experiment suggests a new way to stop Antarctic's ice sheet from melting away. A trio of scientists have simulated a radical geoengineering project to dump 7.4 trillion tons of snow on Antarctica, suggesting it could stop a runaway instability in the glaciers. Man, they don't know what they're doing. This kind of stuff, they're all just madmen, man. They're all nutcases. There's no way that would work. You know, it's what it is. It's a way to sell wind turbines and all that stuff. You know, I'm not even going to go into all this news. The link's in the description if you want to read this. But we know it's all fake news. You know, if it's so hot, why was Texas had the coldest year ever, the coldest July ever? And then we got this, the deep blue blast. Australia is in for the coldest day of the year. Next week is sub-zero temperatures, sleet, and freezing rain sweep in from Antarctica. I thought Antarctica was melting. See, they give you two sides to the same coin. You know, while that's going on, whoops, you got a pattern change to usher in cooler temperatures, lower humidity across the Midwest. Look, it's a bird man. It's a salad boy. It's the hamburger boy. I haven't listened to this. I'm not going to play this guy's nonsense line fake stream. Let me get rid of these as we go. So I got hey, thanks out there, Fed Up. I seen somebody out there in chat talking about the rain they got that was all slimy and thick and stuff. Well, I had a video put up on the backup channel, and it got a copyright claim from the Unsolved Mysteries. It had some clips in there from the Unsolved Mysteries back when journalists were actually journalists, and it was a U.S. military biological warfare against a small town in Washington. It was called Chemtrail Rain, coming out in 1994. What I'm going to do is, I tried to post that in the chat, the link, because it's still here, but you can't get to it. It's blocked only in the United States. The people that need to see it is being blocked. So only 673 people got to see this video. So I'm going to upload this sucker over to DLive. I'll upload it to the Above Ground World News Facebook page so that we have a copy of it. And then I'll probably upload it to BitChute. So if you want to see that video, check that out. Done with the salad boy here. Now, you hear me talking about this dust coming over from the Saharas, how, we don't know if there's some kind of virus in that stuff. Oh, and somebody sent me a picture of the dust in the rain gauge. It looks just like the dust I got in my rain gauge. I forgot to bring it in here. Let me see if I can add it. Everybody should go out and check your rain meters, or if you got a glass out there, and see if you can spot the Sahara dust leftovers. And let me see if I can bring this picture in. Yep, here it is. Okay. Try to bring this picture in. Oh, it's flipped the wrong way. Oh, well. Let me just grow it so you can see it. See the reddish orange dust that's coming all the way from 5,000 miles away out of the Saharas. And I can't remember where this guy was. Thanks for sending it. But yeah, I got the same thing here in Missouri. Anyway, fears ancient disease that killed millions could break out in Australia as doctors issue urgent warning. The biblical disease leprosy, which causes painful skin lesions and nerve damage, could emerge in Australia, experts have warned. Could, might, may. That means they're planning on it. Around 400 people a year are diagnosed with the disease in Papua New Guinea. For more than 30 years, Australians and PNG nationals have been allowed to move freely across the border, and doctors fear the disease could spread. Leprosy has killed millions of people worldwide, but has been wiped out in most Western countries. So, wow. But they got some crazy stuff going on down in Australia. In fact, let me get... So we had our, the mainstream media, I think, is responsible for these mass shootings. That and the Common Core and all that stuff, the school teachers are the problem. The Common Core, all this crappy stuff. But check this out. This is coming out of Australia. Antibiotic-resistant superbugs on the rise, leaving patients with lifelong illnesses. Now this is like this guy is a crisis actor. They go through the smill, how this is an antibiotic-resistant superbug, and they say that he had a stroke. And if you look at the picture, it looks like he had a stroke on the left side, but yet they have the right side arm taped up. When you have a stroke, it's one whole side of the body. You got the Illuminati hand signal over here on the left, and his name is Fox. That's 666. So they have these kinds of things going on down in Australia. They want the guns. They want your guns. They want you to give them up. And for some reason, all my links are not in the right order. So give me a second here to find the link that I wanted. Oh, wow. Okay, well, man, that's crazy. Well, okay, I guess we'll run into the article when we get to it. Anyway, they got the gun buyback going down there. All right, here we go. A tectonic plate is dying under Oregon. The Cascadia subduction zone is a giant fault off the Pacific, the Juan de Fuca. Tectonic plate plunges under the North American plate, building strain throughout the region, prompting fears of the big one when it explodes. This is below the central Oregon. It appears that the chunk of the Juan de Fuca plate is missing, and certainly would like to know how it may affect the surface, or even if it may help building the overdue Cascadia earthquake. So they got their little digital image here, and they're saying a new geological study from the region. Geoscientists have suggested that the missing piece is just not a hole, but a giant crack that is splitting the plate apart at least 93 miles beneath the surface. In other words, the Juan de Fuca plate is dying under Central Oregon. What do you mean it's dying? I don't get that. If it's on the move, it's always on the move. If it's dead, it wouldn't move. Although it seems that this little tear is a long way down, its presence could not be the root of a number of hazards at the surface, such as earthquakes, volcanism in southern Oregon and California. The southern limb, as it split, rotates away. Its motion could be the cause of strong earthquakes that rattle off the coast of southern Oregon, northern California. Such a tear could explain a string of curious volcanism that swoops across a broad swath of Oregon. You know, if you take a look back and you look at history and you look at the Yellowstone caldera, that thing went off, you know, in several different places, like it's moving. Like, you got to go into the old shows and watch how it used to be, like way over here in Oregon. And, you know, it had the mega explosion, and then it was over in Idaho. You know, it just keeps moving. The plates are constantly moving. We're always going to have earth changes. This is the kind of stuff you can't do a damn thing about. Unless they try to pour water on the super volcano. You know, these guys, man, they create the problems. Also had a 6.3 magnitude struck off the coast of Japan near Fukushima. Hey, thanks out there, unicorn poop. Wow, it won't let me scroll down. Okay, there. Man, I think they're messing with me right now. The earthquake rattled the same region of Japan where it triggered a nuclear power plant disaster in 2011. And we're not so sure that wasn't a earthquake weapon. Hey, thanks out there, Carolyn. So a 6.3 offshore the Japan near Fukushima on Sunday. People reported feeling the quake in the capital, Tokyo, approximately 155 miles away. Was no tsunami. You know, are these precursor quakes? We don't know. But man, the Fukushima footage that come out back then was just unreal. And we're still paying the price. The Fukushima is still leaking on everybody. It's still burning. You got all the isotopes coming down out of the sky. You know, you wonder why we're all sick. That's another part of it. So we had an entire city of 100,000 to be evacuated after explosion at the Russian military site. So they had this giant explosion. At least 4 people were injured and caused widespread evacuations. So there's been reports that the whole 100,000 residents they're being prepared for evacuations. So I don't know if they have been evacuated yet or not. You know, what was in here? Was it bioweapons? Like, why would they have to evacuate it? You know, if it blew up, it blew up. There would have been a blast wave. Let's see here. I better not play too much of this. I'll get beat down by the Google nutbags. Alright, yeah, we'll just jump out of that. You know, I'm always talking about, when I see stuff like this here, the 9-year-old boy searching for a walnut cracker discovers a full nest of dinosaur eggs. Of course, they don't look like this. They're petrified. And this is crazy because the Chinese, this guy was, where is it here? He was collecting. All right, hold on here. The Chinese boy ended up with a nest of 66. Oh, you got to have 66 million-year-old dinosaur eggs being discovered. The third grader, 9-year-old from, I'm not going to say that name, made the find during playtime at the embankments of the Dong River in southern China's Guangdong province. I know. That's some funny stuff right there. We got the wife laughing on that one. So check this out. So this guy's like a third grader, and he sees this, and he knows that's a dinosaur egg. Does that really add up? But anyway, this what they'll do is, if these really are dinosaurs, they're going to extract the DNA. Next thing you know, you're going to have Jurassic Park in the real. They probably are already doing it. That's what I think when I see articles like that. So here we go. This is coming out of my neck of the woods here, Kansas City. Lee Summit teachers protest required district meeting at anti-gay church and win. For the second consecutive year, the Lee Summit School District planned its back-to-school convocation for all district staff to be held at a church in town that is anti-gay. But this year, teachers said, no way. Teachers quickly made plans to show him up wearing rainbow-colored t-shirts, gay pride stickers, pins, buttons supporting the LGBT community. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong right here. This is what's causing the shootings. Piss poor decisions by the teachers. The ones that are, they always want to say they want to get the kids young. They want to start controlling their mind young. This is where it's starting right here. Man, all these teachers should just quit. They have no right teaching the kids. If you're not going to teach kids, what's right and wrong, and then you're going to, say the church is anti-gay. How do you know, man? They're probably pedophiles. Hell, you don't know nowadays. So anyway, that's where it starts. So now we got a notice of harmful algae bloom at Wraithburn Lake. So they say these things are unpredictable. They can develop rapidly, may float, drift around the lake, requiring visitors to exercise their best judgment. If the scum, a paint-like surface on the water is bright green, avoid all water contact and keep pets away. This is up in Iowa. So we got algae blooms going everywhere. Hey, we got Trump demands death penalty for all mass murder, hate crimes, condemning white supremacy. Whatever happened to, free thought? We don't have it no more. Then we got how future-proofing forests could create hybrid trees impervious to climate change, just like the drought-resistant corn, the drought-resistant crops. So it looks like the psychopaths are going to try to take over the forest now. Oh, the climate change begins to take hold. Researchers are looking at ways to future-proof. These guys think they're gods, man. They're no gods. In fact, they're the opposite. So here we go. More people trying to get rich on a fabricated climate change. We know it's climate control. You got a huge, fight going on here in Hong Kong. Citywide strike paralyzes Hong Kong, descends into chaos. Now, you're not hearing anything from the mainstream about this. They don't want you to know about these guys fighting back. They're using lasers to block the facial recognition cameras. They're tired of the government totally controlling them. So, yeah, they don't want nobody to know because they don't want you to take notes from what these people are doing. So, I got the link there in the description if you want to read all into this. So they're calling it anti-government protesters. We're dragging Hong Kong down a path of no return. So this crisis is getting a little worse each day. And hopefully, the people can get back, some stable things going and get rid of all the crazy politicians. We also had a transformer fire during storms caused a massive outage in Virginia Beach. This happened yesterday. Thousands of people were without power after a powerful thunderstorm moved through the region Sunday night. 30,000 customers were without power in Virginia Beach. You know, everything is a rain bomb. Everything is a microburst. It's because they got, you know, so many particulates in the air. And then, you know, then here we go. Trump goes full Democrat, full left wing here. Trump demands gun control executions for hate crimes. Asks the DOJ and social media to detect pre-crime. I watched that thing today. If you didn't see the video earlier, you can get into that. Go watch that video. I talk about all that, the gun stuff and all that stuff. The HR 383 Threat Assessment, Prevention, and Safety Act of 2019. This is all pre-planned. Should have all these links if you want to read them. These are like an amendment to the S265, same thing, Threat Assessment, Prevention, and Safety Act of 2019. It's already, you know, they already were going through all this. There's that article I was looking for, and all down in I can't remember if this is Australia or New Zealand. So a national gun buyback program reduced to 393 million firearms on America's streets. No, it's not. There's going to be no firearm buyback. We're not going to let that happen. You know what would stop the gun violence? What would have stopped that from happening? A good guy with a gun. That's what would have stopped it. There's no way we're going to let them not let us protect ourselves or our families. Not going to happen. Try all you want, but you will fail. So yeah, that's what they're hoping. Americans own nearly half the world's guns, with about 120 firearms for every 100 residents. Them are good odds. Gun control policies may someday restrict new gun sales, but what impact can they have when Americans already own millions of guns? Nothing. You're not going to do a damn thing why we have guns. You could use your sonic weapons and your electromagnetic weapons, but you got to be able to get to us. All right, so we won't let that happen. Anyway, let's jump into the worldview map here. California was clear for what, 6 weeks? Guess what? California has a big X mark the spot. In fact, they got dosed today. Looks like they're spraying the forest over Yosemite National Park. Heavy aerosols. Just click the layer. Ooh, look what that turned into. So it's going right up in through Nevada, right through the central part. So you got to wonder, they haven't been spraying down here for weeks and weeks. And now look at the aerosol deployment all up the coast. Look at the frequency clouds. They're microwaving the sky in California. Hey, it looks like the healthy chemtrails didn't work. Looks like you're getting double dose. They're dosing you guys up because you got a little break, so now they're going to hit you extra heavy. So definite bombardment over California. And you also have the ship tracks. Check them out. We got mega ship tracks all lined up in a row. You got giant X's out here. Bunker fuel being deployed. And I know I've seen them up here earlier. It's not all the way. Where was they at? They're not standing out as bad as they did yesterday. They were up in the Aleutian Island chain. They may still be over here. Might be in that censored part of the data. You know, they're melting the north on purpose. Yep, you're definitely getting waxed over up in Canada. North Dakota, South Dakota, you're definitely getting hit. You're getting ready for the next severe round of storms and the cold front. Look at all this aerosols over Iowa. Iowa's getting bombarded. Missouri, bombarded. The same spot, the same zones. Man, I thought I had all that loaded. Well, this one's loaded good enough to be able to see all the man-made fake clouds. This whole system is fake. It's all man-made. And it actually starts in Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Omaha. You got, major lines going right over Outfield Air Force Base. They're probably the ones spraying it. So yeah, mega spraying going on all over the place. Kansas, you're in on it too. And then this, you got another spraying operation over New Mexico. Goes right up through Texas, through Oklahoma, and into Kansas. So, our couple week break from the aerosols is over. They're back into full swing. We can go up here around the Boston area. You're getting hit right now. Look at this bombardment going on. Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Philadelphia, you're clobbered. Delaware, clobbered. Goes right on down through Virginia, Washington, North Carolina. It goes all the way down into Georgia. And you got the aerosols in Florida. Florida, you got severe weather. Yeah, Bamboo's out there in the smog, man. Pray for Bamboo. He don't deserve this kind of spraying. Nobody does. If you remember yesterday, we had the bunker fuel operations. And I don't know if I can get it to load yesterday's. We'll just see if it'll take it very long. Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping I could get it to load real quick, but anyway, we had some ship tracks up here that are pretty strange to have them out here off the coast of Greenland. But now we got the big, heavy, high altitude sprayers. You can see they're up above the clouds, like way above. So they're spraying very high up in here. And there is some more bunker fuel being deployed. Yeah, so right now, you know how they say that we're global warming? They may be melting Greenland here, the coast of Greenland, or melting the Arctic. They say the Antarctic is melting. I don't think so. We've had way too many fires. Way too many high altitude volcanic blasts. I think they're setting us up, plus the grand solar minimum, plus the incoming solar activity. I think it's the opposite. I think we're going to be going into a super cold period. I don't know when it's going to get here, but I think that's what they're actually setting up for. It's not going to be a fire. It's going to be freezing cold. At least that's what it seems like right now, because it's always the exact opposite of what they say. If the planet's warming, that means it's probably cooling. So we'll just see how that comes out. If we don't, they want to push a civil war, but they can't have the civil war till the guns are gone. That's number one for them. Otherwise, they'll just have to do a nuke. If they don't get the guns one way, they'll have to do something else to try to get them, or just wipe us out with some kind of natural disaster. Ooh, look at this cyclone there hitting Japan right now. Mega storms over here in the Philippines. Man, that's a little bitty, tight looking cyclone there. Look at all the fire smoke going on up here in Russia. You also got, they're spraying up here too. Look, the whole, who knows if, is there weapons being used up here? What's causing all these fires? Yeah, I guess it's whatever they want to spin it for that time. But yeah, man, if you count all the particulates in the sky right now, it looks like, the planet's pretty well covered up. So it may be trapping heat in one way, but it's also going to cool it down. Nothing's going to get the solar radiation that it needs to grow, melt, and so on. So we got heavy aerosols down below the Philippines, down below, right there off the coast of Malaysia. Anyway, it's good to take a look at a couple other things here. Yeah, so that's Tropical Storm Francisco, leukemia, and Tropical Depression 11. We got these two out there. Ain't gonna do it. Let me check the mimic map real quick. I haven't looked at that in a couple days. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good Monday out there. I think I've seen Bamboo over. I don't know if he's out there. I think I've seen him over on the D live stream. All right, so let's take a quick look at see what the atmospheric river's doing. They're still steering it up into the Alaska. Look, the ship tracks are steering all the rain away from California. So I don't know, like right where they're spraying the aerosols right now, that's like in the dry zone. So I don't know what they're doing right there. We'll be taking a look at the Ghost 17 here in a minute. In fact, let me go ahead and get that brought up. All right, let's go ahead and get that going. Let's get this on 200 frames. Yeah, the USDA crop report. You got to remember the USDA is in charge of the cloud seeding down in Texas. They're one of the main players of the cloud seeding operations. They're all in it together, man. Monsanto, the USDA, all of them. NASA, the DOD, Homeland Security, they're all in on the cloud seeding operations. So hopefully I can get this to load. We'll put this on I just wanted to look at the monsoonal moisture. So it looks like they're trying to give California a little bit of rain. Right where right where they seeded it is where the rain's moving in. It's like clockwork. Follow the chemtrails, that's where the rain's coming. You could forecast way better by the chemtrails. So we know, look, where they're spraying out ahead of this, that's where the rain is going. That's how they're steering it. Put the particulates in there. Then you got the heavy metals, the nanobots. You steer them with the NextRads. I haven't looked at the NextRads. I keep forgetting about them. Let's take a look at them. Yeah, well, the people that are spraying it, like I think, and I've showed the company that the commercial airlines, now they're using, it's an AI ran program. The pilots, I know they see it, but they're not going to give up their big paychecks and their cushy lives and all that stuff. They're banking it. So the NextRad was off right here in Missouri, and then they just popped it on. Look, the military radar isn't going off right now. Things are actually pretty calm as far as the radars. Here, I can play you a little clip. Let me play you this little clip here. Let me mute my mic for a second, play a little clip of this.
George Bomar, Weather Modification Program Specialist in the Office of Innovation and Project Management. Since our last meeting in November, we have
we've had a lot of cases where we were seeding storms that had no business being seeded. We were just kind of throwing darts, and we were seeing responses in some of those. So we are learning that maybe there's more opportunity with some of these. Maybe we don't even need to have a rain cloud. We could go work cumulocongested clouds that aren't really precipitating yet. And if it has inflow, maybe we could get something to work.
Yeah, it won't let me skip. I'm trying to fast forward it just to play how many cloud seeding operations they did over Texas. Hey, thanks out there, Brenda. So I'm going to try to fast forward this, and I don't know why it won't let me play here. Let me try to click play. Okay, I got to do it. Oh, what the heck? Oh, man, it's not going to let me fast forward it on here. That sucks.
We've had a lot of cases where we were seeding storms that had no business being seeded. We were just kind of...
Anyway, if you haven't seen this video, it's just like a couple videos back. I put this out. It's like an hour long. But it's the Weather Modification Advisory Committee down in Texas. It's the USDA, private contractors, and they're talking about the, 200 or 300 cloud seeding operations that they did over Texas. They talked about electric rain making. They talked about they were seeding clouds even though they were severe thunderstorms. And they talked about it like they were really happy to do it. So they're all giddy about this stuff. So let me get it back on the right scene here. Yeah, my broadcaster is kind of sticking a little bit tonight, taking a little bit of time to get it where I want it. Anyway, we're going to let that load. Let me bring up the earth now. Let's go check the carbon monoxide and all that. We'll go ahead and let me see if I can pull that link up for the Sahara dust. And we'll check that out. So let's go ahead and check. We've got the earth null here. Let's go ahead and go up to the polar vortex. Now pretty soon, when these polar vortex winds, I mean, they are staying rock steady. Remember when we had the polar blast this over the December? It was like triangles. This thing has been a constant circle for days. That's a normal polar vortex. Well, this thing's going to move up into the northern hemisphere here in the next month or two. All the wind, like this wind is just crazy right here at the equator. And that's what's pushing all that Sahara dust over. But what I want to check is the temperatures. Take the winds off. We can see we got super cold there right over the Arctic. It's not melting. We got a little bit of a heating event in the lighter, like turquoise color, if you guys can distinguish that. We can go down through the levels and just see if we see any kind of rapid heating event. We got one right over the north. Not quite at the North Pole, but we got a couple of heating spots going on. And that's right at the jet stream level. So I'm going to go on down here and take it all the way down to the surface. Now we can only go a few days up. Let's just see what we got here. We'll see the pattern, the flow. Pretty much everything is running backwards from what it should be running. Yeah, so I can't go a whole lot there. Let's go ahead and check the ocean wave heights. Just see with all these storms going on. Nothing major at all. What do we got? Like a hurricane down here in the Antarctic? 32-foot waves. Let me look at something here. What? So, that's pretty strange. So it's like, there's almost like a cyclone down here in the Antarctic. I mean, that is way south to be having a spin up like that. Check the temperatures. Yeah, that's cool. 16.9 degrees. Alright, well, that was pretty weird. I just wanted to look at that. Alright, we're taking a look at the actual sea surface temperatures, and we still got this, you know, heat anomaly out here in the Atlantic that I have no idea what's causing that. I mean, it's just out there. I mean, there could be some underwater volcanic stuff going on. And there's Bermuda, so it's off to the southeast of Bermuda. So yeah, weird heat anomaly. And then look, here's where all the heat is. But the thing is, you know, we're not going to get any kind of hurricanes develop because of all the dust coming in. We're going to take a look at that here in just a second. I want to check the heat anomalies. Same place, just a little bit south of Bermuda there. And then we got this huge heat anomaly here off the coast of Oregon, Washington, California. And then up here where they're doing all the bunker fuel operations. See, they're purposely melting this area up here. And they're definitely doing it up around Greenland. Like they're purposely melting the coast. Look at this super hot spot over here. What is this? So that's a super hot anomaly up there by itself. That's way hotter than all these. That's off the chart hot. I'm going to have to do a little digging on that. Alright, let's go ahead and check our carbon monoxides. And it looks like it's leaking all through the coast again. I don't know if this is from the fires, from the bunker fuel, or if we got, you know, something seeping out of the earth. Hey, thanks out there, Bamboo. We got the fire up here in Washington, Idaho area. The East Coast, actually, it's all pretty nasty all across the United States right now. Pretty high levels of the carbon monoxide. Come over here where the fires are, you know. I've seen China way worse than that with no fires. And they're actually looking really clear right now. So is India compared to normal. Look at all the fires down here in South America. We go check Australia. Just a few spot fires up in the north. Go ahead and check the carbon dioxide. These are all at the surface. Look, it's really high. So you got a lot of this fire smoke drifting in. Look, the planet's starting to lighten up again. That's because of all the particulates in the air. And let's go ahead and check the dust. So here comes that next wave of dust. I'm telling you, go out and look in your rain gauges. I bet the dust is orangish red. Let's take this up a day. See, no hurricane's going to be able to form in that. That dust will wipe it out. It'd be like a sand blasting hurricane. So as far as I can go. So yeah, we got the next wave of this nasty ass dust coming. And I've had this chest thing ever since the first wave of this come in. It looks like an evil goat face or something. So we can already see all the particulates. These are the PM10s. Drop down to the PM2.5s, and then the most dangerous of all, the PM1s. So we got some bad particulates up there around the fire zones. Alaska's in pretty bad air quality shape. Russia's horrendous. And the East Coast, that's out off in the Atlantic. Let me take that back a day, see where that come from. Ooh. Where'd that come from? What caused that? Maybe that was that explosion I reported on here a little bit ago. So anyway, these are the PM1s. These are really bad. These go right into the pores of your skin, right into your brain. They're bad. Check the space. Got any auroras? Yeah, pretty good one there. Really good there at the bottom. All right, we're done with the Earth though. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, we have aerosols being deployed everywhere. Like I can already see tons of aerosols being deployed. Right where they sprayed is where the severe storms popped up. Let me slow this down. Right on target, man. That's the target zones. Just trying to see. Yeah, we'll zoom in on there. See what it looks like here over Iowa, a little bit closer version. Yeah, the media are definitely liars. They can push out the propaganda. It's legal for them to push out propaganda. They don't have to tell the truth. They want to call us conspiracy theorists. We're more like fact finders. They're just, reading their script, doing what they're told. Just like that salad boy there on the Weather Channel. I mean, look at this spraying operation over Nevada and Utah. I'm going to move over a little bit here. That's a pretty bad spray job right there. So now you can really see, look at the X patterns all there over Nevada, California. You got this rogue spraying operation. Wow, man. Mega spraying. I mean, that's the whole state of Nevada. I'm going to go right into Nevada because that's like so blatant. Yeah, you would think they would, when they're going through their training processes and stuff, they're brainwashed into thinking that it's water vapor. I mean, I know some of them have come forward, so they know what it is. But a lot of them just stick to the plan. And, man, that's so nasty. So Nevada, man, you got bombarded, waxed. California, same thing. Oregon, you got hammered. Look at the segmented sprays. Major spraying over California. So everybody that thought the chemtrails were gone, welcome back. They're in there. Insane right there. Let's put this on this. Turn that off. And we'll see what it looks like on here. So all the dark lines are the chemtrails. This thing's actually loading pretty fast tonight. So all the trails turned into a weather system. Now they just have to steer it with the NEXRADs and the cell phone towers. Let's see if we can pick up on the bunker fuel operations. And they're going to be right out over here, right there off the coast of California. Yeah, they never left. They just let up there in California for a little while. I mean, they're always lighter. the chemtrails are always lighter every year in mid-July through August. That's the hottest time of the year. Less storms this seed, and it's like that every year. So, you know, we don't have the mass bombardment like we're seeing today all the time in this time of year. I mean, they don't do it. So I'm not really, oh, I know why I'm not picking up. We're not on 200 frames. That's why it was, yeah, we are. What the heck? Whoa, what is that? Whoa. What do we got here? We got some kind of pulse beam coming off here. Hold on, we got to check the RAM slider. We might have been hit with some plasma. So yeah, something definitely emanated from the north and shot down south. Hold on, we got to get a global view of this. Let's go with the full disc and see if it picked up on here. We have to unzoom a little bit here. All right, let's see if we can get that picked up. Yeah, I've never seen that kind of return on here. So I gotta wait for it to load now. Oh, there it is. Whoa, we got hit with something. Some kind of frequencies. Like hit with some solar wind maybe. Whoa, that's pretty freaky right there. Hold on, let's look. Let's go up to the yeah, I need to get back to the doing a little more detoxing, man. I haven't been detoxing like I should be, so that's probably why I'm not getting a lot better. So let me put this on every 102 minutes. Space that out a little bit. Oh, wow. Wow, we have a little bit of a plasma burst right there in Canada. This thing's running so dang fast. I can't this thing just eats away the bandwidth. That's why I don't use it a whole lot. Yeah, look at that. So we got plasma being generated. What is that, over Ontario? And then shoots across right over British Columbia. Let's check the southern hemisphere, see what it looks like. Yeah, I got a little bit of a ring right there. We'll see how this thing loads up, see what it looks like. Yeah, it's amazing, man. Whoa, look at that lightning bolt there, that plasma lightning. So that's a pretty big one there. Probably one of the bigger ones I've ever seen. Let me see if I can load up a few more frames without it bogging down too bad. So now we got to wait on it to load a little bit. This thing takes a lot of resource. Like if I zoomed in on this, man, it would just slow down entirely. You know, back in my day, you know, it was just weed smoking. Now they're eating Tide Pods and all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah, that's one heck of it. We got hit with some kind of, whoa, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Hopefully I can download this on my laptop tomorrow and try to get the full hit that we just got hit with right there. So that would probably explain this. And it actually emanated from the south up. So let me just see here. Hey, thanks out there, Wilfred. Much love out there. Alright, let me... Okay. Let's see here. Alright, what do we got here? Yeah, we're hot. KP5 storm. Yeah, definitely look at that. Yeah, we've been getting blasted. So that's why the radar is freaking out. You know, right there, that tells you. So we're getting hit. So if you're feeling off right now, if you're feeling a little dizzy, your bones are hurting a little more, this is why right here. We're getting hit. Our magnetic shields are weak. Hey, thanks, Sir Jane. Yeah, that'll definitely help. Unbelievably, I looked at the my internet, and I've already used, I don't know if I can bring this up, but yeah, people don't realize how I get ripped off on this stuff here. But I've already used 60% of my monthly bandwidth in 5 days. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so I still have 28 days left, and I only have 40% remaining. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a rip-off. Yeah, I do put honey in my coffee. I usually do that before the show. So yeah, we're definitely getting some, let me see if I can pull up this other link here. In fact, no, we're going to go ahead and call this a show. And I got a couple other things I got to do tonight. I will try to upload that video on the biological warfare over Washington in 1994. I'll upload that over to DLive, and then I'll put it up over on Facebook. So much love, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. God bless. No fear and eyes to the sky. We'll keep on digging into this stuff. Anyway, guys, much love out there. Here we go. Let's rise. We're going to have to rise. You can't shelter in place. You got to rise.